Welcome to ProTEQ Custom Gear. I've just got my reloading press set back up finally here in South Carolina, and I've been asked periodically about reloading, about how it's done, a little tutorial. I'm going to try to keep this as a short and sweet video, and then later on I'll do a much more detailed video. But in a nutshell, reloading is composed of getting some sort of reloading press. This is what's called a multi-stage press, meaning it's got multiple dies. So I'm doing multiple operations every time I pull the handle. There's single stage presses that do one die at a time, and then there's bigger multi-stage presses all the way on up to fully automated multi-stage presses that commercial reloading companies will use. So for me, this is an RCBS 4x4. I've got two of these. I've also got a single stage RCBS press. And then what's called a piggyback that goes on top of that single stage. A single stage press is also called a rock chucker. So in a nutshell, on the 4x4 press, I've got four dies or four different operations that are occurring. I'm sorry, 5 different operations that are occurring. The first one is I'm decapping or pushing the primer out of the spent shell casing. Okay, so you should hear it fall. Okay. The next operation, so that's the first operation. It pushes the primer out of the bottom of the spent shell casing. It also sizes the shell casing, sizes the outside and the inside, and it swells the mouth out just a little bit so that it's easier to put the bullet into it when it gets time to seat the bullet. Okay. Then after I do that operation, I manually rotate what's called the shell plate here. I manually index it. And then this tube here is full of primers. The primers is the little thing at the base of the cartridge that ignites the powder. That's what your firing pin hits. Okay, and I'm going to push down and I'm going to seat the primer into the shell casing. So now that same shell casing has a primer seated in it. Okay. All right, the next operation is this little die here. This little die of mine. The first die, I take it back as decapping only. The second die is going to size and swell the case mouth. Okay. Okay, so now, I don't know if you can see the tip of the shell casing is swelled out just a little bit. Okay, that's what that second die does. Some dies do both. Some presses split it up. This one splits it up. I haven't loaded on this one in about 5 years, and I'm excited to finally have it set back up. Okay, then the third station is the powder throw station. Okay. Okay, so I go all the way up and all the way down, and what it does is it throws a very precise charge of powder into the shell casing that we're following the life of. Okay. Index. Okay, and then the final station. So now you can see we've got powder in the shell casing. Okay, and the final station is the bullet seat station. So now we've got a shell casing that's been decapped, reprimed, sized, powder installed, and now we're getting ready to add a bullet. Okay. And this is a full metal jacket, just 124 grain round nose projectile. Okay. And there it is, folks. You got to watch the first cartridge loaded at ProTEQ Custom Gear in South Carolina, and it is a 124 grain full metal jacket 4.3 grains of green dot shotgun powder with a CCI primer and a none other than a Winchester piece of yellow brass. I'll be firing that downrange tomorrow. What I'm doing right now is I'm just loading a small batch of ammunition. You never want to load a whole bunch when you first set back up. Now I'm really confident that I'm not going to have any issues with this load because I've been loading it for over 20 years. It's one that my dad developed actually 150 years ago when he was my age. So reloading, you just kind of get a rhythm to it. These multi-stage presses are nice, but you just gotta be used to reloading first, in my opinion, because you know I may be making this look easy, but it's a whole lot of feel. There's a whole lot going on. You know, every time I operate this handle, you know, and reloading is probably just as much about feel as it is sight. You know, and some presses even have electronics to beep and go off. Say if you've got a low powder charge or a high powder charge, you know, it'll make a noise. A lot of the Dillons will have that little alarm on them. There's other presses that have alarms. The Dillons also have alarms for the primer tubes to let you know when the primer tube's empty. But in the end, it all comes back to feel. Even big time commercial, fully automated machines make mistakes. The only way for yourself to fully mitigate a mistake is to, what's going on here? Okay. Let me check something here, make sure I got, yep. I think what happened was when I decapped that one, I couldn't index the shell plate because the primer didn't eject fully from the bottom of the shell casing. That happens sometimes. And rather than powering through and breaking stuff, you got to be able to know, okay, I need to stop. So anyways, I will be doing a more detailed video going over the intricacies of each and every die at a later date. I will show how to set up each die on the reloading press, and we will even be offering tutorials on how to reload, on-site training. So you come out and pay to attend a reloading training course. Reloading is nice for guys who shoot a lot. I don't really even shoot enough ammo right now with training courses, with just instructing, because I may instruct a course where the students will shoot 250 rounds, and I'll shoot 40 or 50. Because I'm just giving short examples of the drills, and then the students get to do them over and over. And even that, is a rather low round count in comparison to some other courses. A lot of what we do is high drills, low round count. So you're constantly clearing malfunctions and changing magazines and manipulating your gun. It really does you no good to have a full 17-round magazine and expend all 17 rounds while, shooting at one target or multiple targets. Why not expend 17 rounds across 3 or 4 magazines, clearing malfunctions in between? That way, in reality, if you ever do have to, respond to the excrement hitting the bladed oscillating device, it'll be a lot easier. You won't have to navigate through malfunctions. But if you do, it'll be like clockwork. But anyways, reloading is nice for guys who shoot 250 plus rounds a month. Some guys say over 1,000. You know, it just depends. It just depends. I'm getting ready to start competing again in USPSA and maybe some 3-gun. I just got to, see how it fits into my schedule. We're looking at sponsoring some people as well to shoot competitively. We've got an Alpha team and a Bravo team. Alpha team will be, for pro shooters, and the Bravo team will be for amateur shooters or just rising shooters. But anyways, reloading is great. It's a great pastime. It's nice to just listen to the radio and crank out rounds, and it's fulfilling, when you can reach into a container and pull out a handful of cartridges and say, I made that. I made those. I'm going to go shoot those at the match this weekend. As opposed to just going and buying a box of 100 for $21. But anyways, God bless you guys and stay safe out there. And please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, please look us up on Facebook and hit the like button. We could really use your support. Thank you. Bye.